Hey everyone, I'm Adrienne. Welcome back to yoga, or welcome for the first time. We're going to start standing today, but as always, I'm probably going to have trouble getting everything in the frame because I live in a tiny apartment, but we'll try our best. And just most of all, listen to the directions I am verbally giving, and I'll try to make those as clear as possible. Before we get started, grab a pillow, maybe some blankets. Later on, we're going to be doing a little bit more seated work, and it might feel good to have some cushion underneath the knees or on the backs of the legs. But for now, let's start standing. You can have your feet about hips width distance apart from one another. Bring a gentle bend to the knees. So you can kind of feel the full sole of the foot pressing into the floor. And with that bend in the knees, you might even practice a little bit of springing, bouncing in the knees. And that spring allows you to really press the floor away. You might kind of engage the big muscles in the legs, the quads, and also the hamstrings on the backside of the legs, to push the knees out away, so you're shifting your weight and the pressure into the floor, into the outer edges of the feet, drawing up on the inner arches. Spread the toes and then replace them down on the floor, really cementing as if you had four corners of each foot on the ground. And if it's not already, tune into what is going on with your bum and locate your tailbone. If it is protruding, if it feels kind of like the low back is curving and the tailbone is going out like this, see if we can draw it down instead. So we say tuck the tailbone. That might not be helpful for everyone, so direct the tailbone down towards the floor. And you'll feel the glute muscles turn on. Again, you can still have the knees bent while doing this. All right. Draw the kneecaps up towards the face. You'll feel deeper engagement of the leg muscles still. And you're also pushing the hips forward with those glutes turned on. Let the hands rest out by the sides. Let the fingers be soft. If they're not already, close down the eyelids or allow the gaze to go out of focus. So we're not using our eyes, we're trying to work with our intimate knowledge of the arrangement of our body parts as we know them to be arranged. And for many, many people, that's not a great working knowledge, so we encourage each other to participate in this practice more and more to develop that knowledge and that familiarity. Coming back to your body, engage with the low belly and the abdomen area. So we draw the belly button up and in towards the spine, towards the back body. And feel with your hand on the low ribs, feel for those low ribs. And if they're jutting out, again, that's a sign that your spine is curving. See if you can pull them in, like you're tightening a corset. And all we're doing is providing a nice girdle, a nice sturdy basket for the organs in our torso. Shrug the shoulders up briefly towards the ears, and then pinch the shoulder blades together across the back, drawing the shoulder blades down the back towards the seat. And feel the shoulder heads spread, go further away from one another, turning outwards, rotating outwards, and pulling closer together on the back side of the body rather than the front. Tuck the chin slightly, feeling length in the back of the neck. And then become aware of the long line from that tailbone pointed down, up through the low back, to the middle and upper back between the shoulder blades, and finally cresting through and up out of the neck and the skull. Focus your attention on the center of your chest where the breath enters and departs the lungs as we breathe. As we pull in each breath, imagine the belly filling up, the whole torso filling up, and then it's like you're pulling it down towards the feet. And then as you exhale, the breath escapes, coming up from the feet, up through the rest of the body, and then finally up out of the head. So it's like you are filling a cup and then dumping out a cup. Filling a cup on the inhale, emptying the cup on the exhale. And just as liquid pours in and out of a vessel, so can your breath. So imagine that breath has a little bit of weight, maybe some density, whatever, just a little more consistency. And it's easier to do that if you slow it down on the breath. You will just practice that slow, even breath for a few more moments. Using that breath practice to cement us down to the ground, energetically grounding us, preparing us for a little bit more activity. We will commence anytime now. Bring the hands together in front of the heart, center of the chest, or lay one on top of the other. Feeling the warmth of the chest below them. Take a deep breath in, pulling breath down into the belly, hold on full. And on exhale, sigh everything out the mouth. Release the hands down by the side, keep the chin tucked. Feel really tall, press the feet into the floor so the rest of the body can rise up out of those feet. Pull the shoulder blades together, again on the back, presenting the chest, strong and proud. All right, today we're going to work with a little bit of shoulder opening and back bending, which go together. I'm just going to rearrange a little bit because you really did not see any of the upper body from where my mat is right now. So I'm going to do that a little bit like this so I can see in the back of the mat. Hopefully you can see a little bit more. Not great, but like I said, used it in my waist. So we'll start by bringing the hands to each elbow. So you're catching them, they'll fall around your belly button, and then all you're going to do is draw them up over the head. So you're framing the head like a basket. So I'm going to take this kneeling so you can see it a little bit better. You're welcome to take this kneeling as well, or you can remain standing. That was my intent, was for myself to remain standing. Wherever you are, you're going to have that nice firm base again up through either your feet or your knees and shins. And you're going to pull up on the elbows with the hands. So you're going to feel the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. So we're eliminating that space under the ears. But let's pull back in our lower ribs and our belly. So we're not doing this, we're doing this, getting super tall. Engaging the strength of our core, pressing the hips forward, turning on the muscles of the seat. Somehow finding space to breathe, or actually creating more space to breathe. Extending the chest up, and the breath extends it out in all directions. And lastly, pull those elbows back, more in line with your ears, maybe even behind your ears. So the upper arms frame the face, and increasingly bring them further back behind you. And now lastly, can you pinch the shoulder blades together to draw the shoulder blades down the back a little bit? So re-injecting a little bit more space under the ears. Your upper arms, your shoulders might be burning right now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, release the bound elbows and hands, and extend the arms directly up overhead. We'll do the same type of thing. Fingertips go up towards the ceiling. Again, pull in the low ribs, the low belly, press the hips forward, get really tall, and then pull the thumbs back. Thumbs are facing backwards, pull the thumbs back. If the shoulders shrug up towards the ears, see if you can pull them down. Keep pulling the thumbs back in space. Take a deep breath, fill up. And exhale, release the arms, shake them out. Leave that burn a little bit. And then cross the arms across the front of the chest, grabbing towards the shoulder blades. A little ridge on either side of the back, and maybe your fingertips can grab them. If they can't, it's perfectly normal. Just reach towards them. We'll tuck the chin. So our chin is kind of in this basket created by our elbows. Let's roll the head to the right. So our right ear is hovering, weighted over the right shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then we'll roll the chin towards center, and left ear hovers over left shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's do that one more time. Roll the head through center, chin down, and then right ear over right shoulder. And roll through center, left ear over left shoulder. All right, hopefully that felt like a little bit of release. Tend to store a lot of stress in the sides of our neck and our whole neck, but also in the muscles in the sides of our neck. Keeping our head upright so long, especially when we're staring at a screen all day in one form or another, even right now. So let's try to learn some tools to alleviate that just everyday necessary positioning of the body to get our work done. All right, we'll take it on the other side, have a little break. If you were on your knees and took a break to sit down on your shins, actually, if you're on your shins, let's take a break to do that. If you're standing, just get ready. Re-engage the legs as the base. All right, this time we're going to create the basket the other way. So if you're still going to have the same hand on the opposite elbow, you're going to have the opposite arm in front, okay? So now I have my left hand in front of the right. So my left arm is grabbing the front of my right elbow. Anyway, all right, so we're going to build up this box. So pushing through the shins for me, or through the soles of your feet, pushing the seat forward no matter where you are, engaging the glutes, pushing the hips forward, pull the low belly in, and then we're going to go up. So lift the elbows up over the head, framing the face. Take a deep breath in, pull the shoulders up towards the ears. So as long as we can be in that body. And then on our exhale, pull the low ribs in, pull the shoulders together and down. More space between the ears and the tops of the shoulders. And pull the elbows up towards the ceiling, while also pulling the elbows back, bypassing your head. Your elbows are kind of forward. It's a little bit dark, right? See if you can pull the shoulders and the elbows up and back, and maybe it gets a little bit brighter because you have more peripheral vision. Deep breath in, out. We'll extend arms up, keep everything on the bottom the same, just pulling up through our fingertips. Even let the gaze go up. Deep breath in, you get super tall. Exhale, pull the thumbs back. Pull the upper arms back, bypassing the head and the ears. All the muscles of the arms are on. One more breath in, get tall. And exhale, shake out the arms. If you're kneeling, sit up on the feet. We will grab for the opposite, the same shoulder blades, or can grab for your shoulders, either. But just change the cross of the arm from the first time, okay? So you can shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, and then let them glide back down. Maybe give yourself a little hug, a little shake. And I'll just do this one time, chin tucked. Feel the upper back and the neck stretching. And now roll the head to the right ear hovers over right shoulder. And then roll the chin and the head back down through center, and left ear hovers over left shoulder. All right, roll back through center, and then bring the chin to parallel with the floor. All right, shake out the arms, legs if you need to. Let's see, I had a little notepad. I left it up here, 1 second. All right. We're going to, all of us, come up to standing. So rejoining everyone who remains standing the whole time. And we're going to gather the hands together in a basket behind us. Have nice bent elbows. We'll pull the elbows back. All right, so rather than let the elbows bowing out like chicken wings, pull them back behind you. And you can help that motion by pinching the shoulder blades together in the center of the back. All right. The same type of movement. Pull the low belly in, push the hips forward, getting tall, and the tailbone draws down. And now try to keep the fists close together. So the heels of the hand, the fleshy part at the base of the hand, presses together. You might keep your bend in your elbows, or if you're able to keep the fists and the heels of the hand together, work to straighten the arms. Draw the fist down towards the floor, tuck the chin towards the chest. Stay strong in the torso by pulling the low ribs in, the low belly in, push the hips forward. Our hips are still, or our feet are still hips width distance or even wider. Knees can be bent. We're just drawing the shoulder blades together to open the shoulder heads. Okay. All right, release the bind, shake it out, and grab it the other way. So just take a moment, go back to those bent elbows, and then pull the fists down towards the floor, maybe past your butt a little bit. Pull the shoulder blades together across the back to open up the collarbones, open the shoulder heads, rotating them externally. Reminder, pull the belly and the low ribs in, tailbones heavy and weight. Release, 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 shake out the shoulders and upper body. All right, we're going to go through a little bit of flow together, so come to the top of your mat. I'm going to shift this back. I don't really know why this is placed so clearly today or so differently. So have a nice time. Okay, great. Sorry for spending so much time doing this. All right, so hips width distance. Toes facing the front of the mat. We'll pull arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, bend over the legs. Exhale, exhale. Let the head drop, shake that for a second. Hands come up to shins, press them away, straighten the back, pull the low belly in, shoulders down, the back away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, fold and plant the palms. We'll step right foot back, coming into low lunge. Shift forward and back here, waking up right hip flexor. Press the right palm into the mat and sweep left arm up overhead, coming to side twist, pulling the left hip back, pulling right hip forward. Feel that on the outer left hip and the butt. All right, bring left hand back down to the mat. We're going to bring a little bend to our back knee and bring ourselves up right into high lunge. Arms go alongside the ears. Inhale. Exhale, sink to the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, sink into the front knee. Draw left hip back, push right hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, one more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right, plant the hands down on the mat. Bring the knee down to the mat. We'll untuck the toes. Straighten front leg. Pull the toes back towards the face on the left side. Half split. Inhale. Exhale, curve the spine and the head towards your shin. Take a few breaths to mellow here. All right, then shift forward, bending into our front leg. We're going to work with a little bit of quad stretch here. So you're going to kick the right foot towards the butt. We're going to press the right palm into the floor, and then we're going to guide left arm forward, thumb facing up. It's going to come forward, up overhead, and then your palm's going to rotate to face outwards. There you go, kind of see it. And then thumb faces down. We're reaching for our back foot. There it is. All right, so you can grab the inside, the midline of the right foot. Thumb, you can see, is kind of on the sole of my foot, and the fingers are on the top of that right foot. So you can do two things. You can shift the hips back so your seat meets your heel, or you can start to lean forward, kind of lean the hips forward so they drop towards the floor. There, you'll feel it a lot in your hip flexor. If you want to feel it more in your quad, you're gonna have a bend in that left arm and pull the foot towards the seat, okay? Keep breathing. Keep pressing the floor away with that grounded right palm. And keep pulling the right foot towards the seat. One more breath. Exhale, release the foot. Return left palm to frame the left foot. Retuck the back toes. Hips up. We'll take one more twist. Replant right palm to the ground. Sweep left arm up and open. Inhale. Exhale, return to your low lunge. We're going to step your left foot to meet right, coming into high plank. Inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone drawing down and back. Inhale. Exhale, low belly pulls up and in. We're going to shift our feet, our heels to the left, coming into side plank. So the hand can come to the chest. You feel your the side, your left side, abdomen curving the torso out towards the ceiling. You can extend right arm overhead, allowing the right shoulder to stack directly over left. So you'll see my feet are stacked, one on top, one in front of the other. Also literally stack them one on top of the other. Okay, one more breath, pull the ribs up towards the ceiling. Exhale, return right hand back down to the mat. Shoulders and torso face the mat. Take one more breath in high plank. Exhale, lower knees. Send the hips back. Child's pose. Let the head go towards the mat. Let it be heavy. Few breaths in and out. Experiencing that heartbeat. Press the floor away with the palms. Spread the fingers wide. Lift the elbows up away from the floor. So this is engaged while we cool down. All right, I'm gonna walk the hands back towards the knees, coming to upright. We're just gonna come back through the tabletop, step both knees together between the hands, and we'll rest for a moment. In forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, we'll roll all the way up, bend to the knee, head comes up, last shrug the shoulders up, roll them down and back. Other side, inhale, arms up, overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, belly in. Exhale, fold, plant the palms. This time, step left foot back, coming to your low runner's lunge, shifting forward and back. This time left hip flexor, front side of left hip, turn on. All right, come to stillness. Plant the left palm on the ground, sweep right arm overhead. Right shoulder stacks over left. Pulling right hip back, sending left hip forward, press through the back heel. Turn that right palm down, lower the knee to the ground, untuck the toes, send the hips back, straightening right foot, right toes flex towards the face. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Few breaths here, you can close the eyes. Pulling the right hip back, sending the left hip forward. Flexing the toes back towards the face. All right, rock forward into our low lunge. We're going to, see I did this out of order a little bit, so let's retuck the back toe, raise the knee off the floor. I'm going to sweep everything upright, coming into high lunge. All right, inhale, arms go up, fingertips pull, left up, right. Exhale, sink into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, pull right hip back, send the left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. One more time, inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, lower back knee back down to the mat. So we're going to go into this quad stretch, just a little out of order. All right, so this time you're going to plant left hand on the mat. And you're going to pull left foot towards left cheek. So again, you can either back the hips up towards the foot, or you can stay kind of at this diagonal, bringing the hips lower to the mat. You're going to sweep right arm forward, thumb faces up towards the ceiling. Bring it all the way up like a circle, and then at the top, your thumb is facing backwards. You're going to start to open it like this, like a mitten, and find that back foot. All right, so we have big shoulder opening right side this time. Back towards the foot if you can, just for a moment. And then this is where you make your choice. Am I bringing my seat up towards my foot? Or am I gonna keep rocking things forward, kind of rocking onto the meat of the left thigh, okay? If you're back here, you might be more actually on your knee. If you're rocking forward, you might feel like you're actually on the muscle on the bottom of your thigh instead. Both are okay, it just depends. All right, if you're with me, hips are a little closer to the floor. We're going to pull with a bend in the arm. Maybe you have straight arms. Pull that floating foot towards the seat. Keep breathing. Pulling the foot towards the seat. And keep pressing or keep pulling the shoulder blades together on the back, pinching them open. So our collarbones stay open, breath. All right, release the foot down to the mat. Reframe the front foot. We're gonna retuck the toes, lift that back knee up. Take one more twist open to the right. All right, bring right palm down. Step a right foot back to meet left, hovering in plank for 3. Exhale. 2. One more exhale. 3. Exhale. All right. Heels dip to the right. Coming into our side plank, other side. All right. This time left shoulder stacks over right. Right hand is overhead. Or can you adjust or the hips. Push the floor away with the feet and the hand. Curl this underside, the right underside. To push the right ribs up towards the ceiling. Under a rainbow. One more breath. And return to regular plank for 1 breath. And exhale, lower knees, send the hips back to take that child's pose. 3 breaths on your own. Keep the arms and fingers active. Elbows raised away from the mat. Staying active even as we cool the breath down. All right, raise the head up, look between the hands. You're just going to squirm forward. So we're going to rest the full belly and chest on the mat. Shoulders are between the palms. And the feet can be separated a little bit on the floor, but press the tops of the feet into the mat. Now wiggle the hips so you can feel the bones and so the two hip bones, but also the pubic bone pressing into the floor. Engage the muscles of the legs so you feel the kneecaps raise away from the floor. And we're just going to lift into a little low cobra. So hands are under the shoulders. Pull the elbows in against the side ribs. So everything's going back instead of out. All right, we don't want this, we want this. Let's see what happens with my shoulders there. All right, we're gonna pinch the shoulder blades together, rolling up. Few breaths here. Our gaze can stay kind of low, but we don't want this. We don't want chin to chest. We just want neutral face towards the floor. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet. Keep those legs active. And keep pulling the shoulders together on the mat. Experiment with removing the hands away from the floor. See how stable you are. And lastly, engage the low belly. So you might feel the curve of your back decline a little bit, but it's protecting the low back, building some strength. Take one more big breath so you can get a little higher, and then replace the hands. Lay the head down on the floor. Rock out the knees, rock out the head. Hey, buddy. All right, so now we're going to progress. So bring the forearms onto the ground, fingertips face forward. Elbows are more or less underneath the shoulders. They can be a little bit forward if you want. I'm gonna have mine underneath my knees. Palms and forearms are parallel and they're about shoulder width distance, okay? So we are in our Sphinx position. You can feel that heavy bend in the low back especially. So let's press the floor away with the shoulder blades, broadening through the upper back. It's a little bit different motion. In our low cobra, we're pulling the chest to open up. This, we're pushing the floor away a little bit. So we might have a little bit more arch in the upper back, but see if you can also broaden the shoulders, broaden the collarbones. And re-engage the low belly to bring some of that bend out. So you'll feel the lower part of the belly maybe lift away from the floor, or just the angle of the belly will change. Keep pressing the floor away, so we're engaging our upper arms and our shoulders, maybe even our lats. So those are the muscles on the upper, I guess, outsides, edges of our ribs. Few more breaths, feeling long in the neck. Same thing, the tailbone is the start of that line, and it crests all the way up through the back and out the front of the head. Okay, bring everything down to the mat. Make a stack with your hands. You can rest one cheek. Gaze goes to the side. We'll rest for a moment. Our next step is going to be upward facing bow. So we opened up the fronts of the legs before doing our quad stretch. We did a little bit of back bending. So now upward facing bow, and we did some shoulder opening. So hopefully you are as prepped as you can be to access whatever your upward facing bow looks like, or you're about to find out. Everyone's about to find out what it looks like for today. So, all right. So you're going to stay laying on your belly. Send the arms back. So you have tops of the hands on the floor. Have your forehead on the floor, depending on if your nose allows for that. Mine doesn't very much. So I'm not going to have us stay here for too long. We're going to re-engage the legs, right? Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Feel the kneecaps pull away. Glutes turn on, heavy in the tailbone. And then we're going to press the shoulder blades together, pull the shoulder blades together. Curl up away from the floor and feel the tops of the hands sliding back, all right? So I just went like that. So we're still heavy in the tops of the feet. Engage the belly, low belly, so we're protecting that bend in the low back, and we're just focusing on the upper back bending. Breath to get taller, pull the shoulder blades together. You can see my triceps turn on. And then let's pull the hands away from the floor. Fingertips go towards the feet more than anything. And maybe you can press the palms up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Do one more. Deep breath in, palms go as high as you can. And out, lay everything down. Bring the opposite cheek to the mat. Rock the hips out. Few breaths to settle. And then we will finally go into the upward facing dog. All right, so we're going to approach this. Let's show you what it looks like all at once, and maybe we'll break things down. Okay, so we're going to kick our feet towards our seat, and then we're going to pinch the shoulder blades together, roll the shoulders back, draw the chest away from the floor, right? Only thing different from what we were doing before is that our feet are no longer on the floor. Hey, get out of there. Come here. That's like the perfectly bad spot for your feet. One more. Come here. Come here. That's so embarrassing. Come here. All right. Back to business, right? Kick the feet towards the seat. And we're going to, we're elevated like this, right? Reach back towards your feet. Maybe you catch them, okay? If you don't, it's okay to do it one at a time. So you might go one foot towards one seat. Roll open a little bit. Your weight on your left forearm. Find that foot, okay? You're going to aim to have the hand on the outside of the right foot or of both feet, okay? And then come back towards center, maybe kick, and you can find that back foot a little bit more, all right? So once you have your feet, this might feel like the furthest you can go. But see if you can kick the feet back, and maybe that pulls your chest away from the floor. You don't have to work that hard. So my knees are still pretty much on the floor. If you want to kick it up a notch and really engage with the muscles of the back body, you're going to kick the feet into the hands, see shoulders come up, chest comes up, and then you're going to engage the glutes to lift the knees away from the floor. Holy cow. Still pulling the feet towards the face, but kicking them away at the same time. Still lifting the feet up towards the ceiling to lift the knees away from the floor. Gaze can kind of go up. Still breathing heavy. One more breath to get high, and release everything down. Release feet. Release hands, release shoulders, let them curve towards the floor. Come here. Come here. Take a few breaths to settle out. One more. Come here. Okay. All right, we'll do it one more time. All right. So bring the seat or the feet to the seat. You can press yourself kind of up into that Sphinx position if you like. You're going to do one by one. Or you can work from the bottom, go right in. Grab towards the feet. You can keep grabbing towards the tops of the feet, or if you like, you can grab further down on your shins if that's accessible to you. You now have flexed feet, all right? So we're gonna engage, pinch the shoulder blades, we're gonna kick back with our feet and shins, chest lifts up, and then maybe if we're going that last mile, we're going to kick the feet out towards the ceiling, lifting the knees away from the floor. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Feet as high as you can. Exhale. Release down. Head, neck, and shoulders. Thighs melt down. Let the head rest on one cheek. Feel the heart beating into the floor. Close the eyes. And feel the heart and the breath slowing down. You made it. Good job. All right, so we're going to push the hips back. Take a little bout of child's pose. Come here. Good, you're really bad today. Come here. Go get it. Go get it. All right. Do a little bit of core work, all right? So we were a little bit of core with our last few minutes together. All right, so coming down onto our bellies again. Sphinx pose, right? Elbows under shoulders. We're gonna tuck the toes. Raise your back. Oh, it looks like only one person is watching, so I either scared everyone away or everyone was busy to begin with and isn't watching live. Sorry in advance for when you do have that. All right. Anyway, we're in Sphinx. Right? Proud chest, pushing the floor away. Tuck the back toes. We're going to lift the knees away from the floor and lift the hips up off the floor. All right, so we're working to get straight, flat through our back body. We're pressing the floor away with forearms, spreading the shoulder blades across the back. Neck is long, not bowing down. Pulling the low belly up towards the spine. Pulling the tailbone down. Gripping the glutes. Pushing through the heels. Maybe rock forward and back. One more breath. And exhale, lower knees, send the hips back. Let the arms go long for child's pose. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. All right. We're going to come back forward into that Sphinx pose, right? Tuck the back toes. We're going to lift everything off the floor. This time, we're going to walk the feet towards our elbows, letting the hips lift up into the air. So it's kind of like, this is our down dog, right? It's just like that, except forearms. So we're working to keep a nice long back, pushing the floor away, this time with our forearms rather than just our hands. Letting the head be heavy. And we're pulling the hips up towards the ceiling, just like down dog. Pull the low belly in, so we don't sag. And the low back. Maybe you can step the toes closer. You can have a bend in the knees, that's okay. Keep pressing the floor away. Keeping that space on the top of the shoulders, under the ears. Take one more breath, maybe to get a little bit higher. And then lower knees, shift hips back. Let the arms rest, child's pose. 3 breaths here. Slowing it down, cooling it off. All right, we're going to come up kind of into tabletop. We're just going to do a little thread the needle. So plant right palm, sweep the left arm up overhead. Exhale, curve the left arm underneath the torso, through the chest, reaching beyond that right arm, laying the left shoulder down on the ground. And let the head look to the right, or maybe up towards the right hip, which is in the air. All right. You can keep this right palm grounded like this, pressing the floor away. Or you can walk it forward, extending it forward. Get a little more extension in the right side body. We're kind of working to open the chest, twisting it to the right, opening up towards the ceiling. So you can also bring the right arm up overhead. Palm turns to face the back wall. Thumb points back. Bend the elbow and slide the hand towards the right hip. Maybe you can find the inner left thigh. Grip on. You're going to pull the right shoulder back and down away from the ear. Few more breaths. Release, find if you had it, returning right palm alongside the face. And we're just going to exit, coming through tabletop, lower the belly, lift hips and head up for cow. And exhale, head and tailbone go down, spine curves up for cat. And back to the neutral spine this time. Press the right palm into the mat, sweep the left arm up overhead. Open up, and on the exhale, oops, sorry, other side. Right hand goes up overhead, pressing the floor with the left hand. And we'll bend the right arm underneath the chest, sliding the back of the right hand beyond the left palm, laying the right shoulder top on the mat. And lay the right side of the head on the floor as well. And we're resting in this thread the needle pose. So hips are high. Keep right palm pressed on the floor, pressing the floor away next to the face, or you can walk out in front of you. Shift the hips slightly to the right. You're going to tend to bow open to the left. So shift both hips to the right, and you will feel that. Pressing the floor away with the back side of the right arm. And the gaze goes under the armpit or up towards the left hip or the ceiling. If you wanted to try that bind on this side, raise the left arm up in the air, point the thumb towards the back of the room, palm faces back too, right? Bend the elbow and slide the back of the hand towards the right hip, find the inner thigh. And pull the chest open. Left shoulder blade slides down the back. One more breath. And we'll release the bind if you had it. Place the left palm on the left side of the face. And we'll come through center. Drop the belly, head and hips go up for count. Exhale. Curve the spine towards the ceiling. Belly goes in, head and tailbone go down. So one more time. Cow, lower belly, head and hips go up. Exhale, press the floor away, spine curves up, belly in, head and tailbone down. Back to neutral. Shift the hips back. Come to sit on your shins. We're going to take the legs out to the side and extend them out in front of you for a moment. All right. We're going to fold. Let's do this by keeping right leg straight in front of you. You're going to bend your left knee, stamping left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Step it over your right thigh. And then you can keep the legs like this, or you can bend right knee, bringing the right foot on the outer edge of the left hip. Okay? So we're working to keep both sits bones on the ground, both hips towards the floor. If you kept the leg extended out in the front, this is what this will look like, all right? So either way, we're going to find the floor behind us with our left palm. We're going to start to twist open to the left. Inhale the right arm up, getting super tall, sitting forward in the hips. And then we're going to bend the right elbow to either catch in front of the left knee, so up on the left thigh, or you can hug the left knee in towards the chest. And as you hug that left thigh in, you're going to press the floor away behind you with the left palm. And flex the right foot, engaging the right leg. And we're going to work on twisting open. So you will feel stretch in the outer left hip. You'll feel nice twisting, consolidation of the belly. And you can change the position of your arms. So if you were hugging here and you feel like you're opening enough, you can switch to bring the right elbow in front, the outside of the left thigh. Press into that thigh. Crank here, twist further open to the left. One more breath, sit up tall. One more exhale. Maybe you can relax into the twist a little more. And then we'll release, coming slowly through center. Extend both legs out long in front of you. Shake out the knees. All right, stamp right foot on the inner edge of the left foot. Step it over, crossing the left foot. So you can keep foot flexed like this, straight out in front, or you can bend the left knee, bring along the side. You, it sits on the outside of the right hip on the ground, okay? Right knee stays up in the air, close to the chest. Going to open up, right hand finds the floor behind you, presses the floor away, feeling really upright, spine gets tall. You can even tuck the chin a little bit to remind yourself that length that goes all the way up the back and the neck. Then you're gonna reach with your left arm and pull the right knee, the right thigh towards the chest as we twist. Or you hook the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Let the hand kind of relax. You can do it like, nice and flexed and soft, but we're winding down. So it's okay to let it be loosey-goosey. So each inhale, we're getting tall out of the hips, pressing away from the floor, trying to release the upper body from the floor. Each exhale, give ourselves a little break, and maybe that relaxation allows us to twist a little more. Pulling the thigh towards you, however the arm is positioned. Allowing yourself to get a nice stretch on the outer right hip and glute. Start to look over the right shoulder behind you. One more breath, get super tall. Exhale, relax. Slowly come through center, extending both legs out in front of you. Shake them out. All right, bring the feet, soles to touch in front of you. So we'll start with the feet kind of far away from the hips. So if you look down at the mat, you have a diamond shape between your legs. A little bit broader than the regular butterfly shape that we know. So we're going to kind of grab for the flesh of the seat and kind of rock side to side until you feel those two bony parts underneath your seat make contact with the floor. So now our spine can get straighter. Maybe we can lean forward a little bit. Let's inhale, both arms up, get super tall, pull low ribs in, pull the belly button in, long spine. And we're going to start to hinge forward, chest going towards and through, beyond the knees. And then we'll let the hands fall somewhere towards the feet or the lower legs. And then you can let the spine curve towards the feet. Slowing the breath, letting the weight of the head pull the spine towards the feet, the floor. And gravity, pull the legs open. You're welcome to close down the eyes. Take 5 more slow breaths. All right, after 5 breaths, walk the hands towards the seat. Torso comes more upright. You're going to reach towards the feet, step them in close to one another, soles together again. This time, feet are closer to the groin, all right? So knees might be way up in the air, that's okay. We're going to reach down towards our ankles. Pull the elbows back, let the chest be proud. We're going to hinge forward, same thing. This time we're just going to feel it a little bit more in our inner thighs. One more step. Keep hinging forward, trying to keep both feet, yes, your feet, but also both hips grounded. Both of your sits bones grounded on the floor. Stop. A few more breaths here. Just leaning forward, letting the hips melt open as much as they can. Trying to give into gravity a little bit. All right, walk the torso back, upright, gather the knees in the center of the chest, send the legs out long in front of you. You reach the hands forward, and then curve the spine down towards the floor, hovering right before you hit it, and then relax the upper back down on the ground. Spread the arms open wide, let them feel heavy. You can keep the legs bent with knees knocking towards one another, soles of the feet on the ground. Or you can extend both legs out super long, far away from one another. Close down the eyes if you can, or if you'd like. Gather the shoulder blades underneath the chest, so pinching them together. So you might rock side to side and do that, and then relax. Keep the chest broad while relaxing. Feel heavy in the toes, the hips, the backs of the hands and the elbows, and the back of the skull. Bring your attention to the rising and falling of the chest as you breathe in and out. Belly be soft. Notice that belly rising away from the floor and then relaxing on the exhale, melting towards the floor. All we will do is continue taking breaths. I'm grateful that we have even just a few minutes to lay back and breathe and notice that we are breathing. Let this be a reminder, evidence that you are alive. And I very much welcome you to stay here in repose as long as you like. But if you are ready to pursue whatever is next, gather the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, side to side. Let the knees fall over to one side, and then a rest on that side for a few breaths. The eyes soft, senses soft. Eventually pushing yourself to come to seated upright. Let that seat be comfortable. Grow tall in the spine. Pull the belly in just lightly. Feel the low ribs knit together. Tuck the chin. Bring the hands together in front of the chest. Bowing the head towards them. Take Take a deep breath in through the nose, pulling it down to the belly. And exhale big out the mouth. Twice more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Take one more. Inhale. Hold on full. 3, 2, 1, and release. Release the hands down to the lap. Take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for the conditions that allowed you to participate in this practice tonight, and for your will to get yourself there. Have a lovely rest of the day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.